Throughout the history of Hollywood, actresses have succumbed to death due to road accidents. Here is a list of actresses who died in a car crash. 1. Jill Banner. Jill Banner made her debut in Spider Baby 1967, which was directed by the legendary exploitation director Jack Hill and became a favorite among cult film enthusiasts. After this, she made appearances in a handful of movies in which she was typecast as a stoned hippie. Before going away from Hollywood because her career was going nowhere, she had an affair with Marlon Brando, who was 22 years her senior. She relocated to New Mexico, where she was selling real estate. In 1982, while driving between Tahunga and Laurel Canyon Boulevard, her car was hit by a truck, driven by a drunk driver. Because she was not wearing seat belts, she was ejected from the car and hit her head on the center divider, because of which she went into a coma. She died in a local hospital later, never having come out of the coma. She was 35 years old. 2. Dorothy Dell. Dorothy Dell, a Ziegfeld Follies showgirl, who was destined to stardom if not for her death by accident. She already was noticed for her performance in Shoot the Works, and her work in it earned her comparisons to Mae West. She was scheduled to play opposite Gary Cooper in the 1934 film Now and Forever. But it was not to be. She died in a car crash on June 8, 1934, when her car hit a telephone pole and flipped over several times. This occurred after she left an all-night party in Altadena and was going to Pasadena. She was killed instantly. She was only 19 years old. According to news reports, the day before the crash, she mused to a reporter, "You know, they say deaths go in cycles of 3. First it was Lillian Tashman, then Lou Cody. I wonder who'll be next." Little did she know. 3. Judy Tyler. Judy Tyler was an American actress who appeared only in 2 movies before her untimely death at age 24. Her last film was as Elvis Presley's co-star in Jailhouse Rock, which she never had the opportunity to see due to her premature death. She died when the car she was traveling swerved to avoid hitting a truck and collided with another vehicle. She was dead at the scene. Elvis Presley was so distraught that he could not attend her funeral. 4. Linda Lovelace. Linda Lovelace was an adult film actress who starred in Deep Throat, which was the most famous and profitable adult film of all time. The movie ushered the porno chic trend, wherein mainstream celebrities like Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, Truman Capote, Jack Nicholson, Johnny Carson, Spiro Agnew, and Frank Sinatra admitted to have seen the movie. It was a mainstream hit which was shown in general theaters and grossed over $600 million. But her ambition to be a mainstream actress did not flourish, and she retired from acting in mid-70s. In 2002, she was involved in an automobile accident, in which she suffered massive trauma and internal injuries. She was taken off life support and died 19 days later. She was 53 years old. 5. Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly was the legendary Hollywood actress who quit acting after marrying the Prince of Monaco. Her wedding was estimated to have been watched by over 30 million viewers on TV. She had 3 children with him, a boy and 2 girls. On September 13, 1982, Grace was involved in an automobile accident while traveling with her teenage daughter Stephanie, who was in the passenger seat. This occurred because she suffered a stroke while driving and her car lost control and tumbled off the cliff of a winding road. She died the following night in the hospital. She was 52 years old. Her daughter suffered a light concussion and a hairline fracture of a cervical vertebra and was not able to attend her mother's funeral. 6. Janet Gaynor. Janet Gaynor was the first winner of the Academy Award for Best Actress. She won it for her performance in 3 films: Seventh Heaven, 1927, Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, 1927, and Street Angel, 1928. It was the only occasion on which an actress has won 1 Oscar for multiple film roles. In September 1982, she sustained multiple injuries when the taxicab in which she and others were passengers was struck by a drunken driver. The injuries included 11 broken ribs, a fractured collarbone, pelvic fractures, a punctured lung, and injuries to her bladder and kidney. These injuries eventually caused her to die 2 years later in September 1984. 7. Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield was an American actress and a Hollywood sex symbol during the 1950s, who was known as the poor man's Marilyn Monroe. She was known more for her bombshell figure and wardrobe malfunctions than her acting skills. She died in a car crash when the car in which she was riding in the early hours of June 29, 1967, on a highway in Louisiana, slammed into the back of a semi-tractor trailer truck that had stopped because a truck in front of it was stopped for spraying bugs. Her car went under the truck at nearly 80 miles per hour. She was killed instantly. She was thought to be decapitated, although others report her wig flew off, not her head. She was only 34 years old.